Hey everybody, Samira Jones back with a new video. The difficulty of protecting children. First off, I want to start by saying I hope you guys had a happy Good Friday. We celebrate this day in remembrance of all that Christ has given to save us from the judgment deserving of those in sin. And He gave His life. He gave His life on the cross on a Friday, and a couple days from now we will also celebrate His resurrection, and thereby defeating death. Today I wanted to focus on something He said is that there's no greater love. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. There's no greater love than he that gives out who lays down his life for his friends. And before today, I've looked around. I've looked at different videos, read different articles, different opinions about how to protect protecting children from violence. What really what's we talk about is gun violence, and how you have like kids in Tennessee, like students in Tennessee and many other places protesting for gun control. And in my mind, I'm thinking these kids have no idea what they have no idea what they are doing. But then I'm quickly reminded that you can't put all the blame on the predators. Now, but it's easy to know. It is easy to do so. It is easy to blame the killers. It is easy to blame those who go and commit these atrocities. It's even easier to blame a tool, the inanimate object. But what no one really wants to look at, what really people don't really want to look at is what is going on for far too long with adults in this country. I can say the same thing about adults all over the world, but let's focus on this country. What is going on in many places is that it's selfishness. It's truly just human selfishness. Because you gotta be a pretty selfish individual to not do all you can to protect children. But the thing is that includes killing predators. It includes killing predators. That's how you protect kids. The same amount of force we demand that's used to protect our money, that's used to protect certain buildings, that's used to protect even certain ideas. Far too many people scoff at the idea of using that same force to protect children. I've always said that if the day, God willing, the day I ever become a father, I'll be the most dangerous male on this planet, because that is what is required of me to protect my children from the predators of this world. Even if it costs me my life, or cost me to the point where maybe I may get maimed, crippled, or dismembered. If it takes that to protect my kids, that's what it takes. That's it. There's no negotiation from that. I even when we talk about the whole matter of abortion. They say well, what about in the case, what about at the risk of the mother's life? Well, the question I've always had was, why wouldn't a mother be willing to give up her life to protect her children? Why wouldn't a mother give up her life in order for her child to have life? Why is that a question that's not asked? Why wouldn't it be admirable to see a mother sacrifice herself to protect her children? Same as how we call for men to sacrifice themselves to protect us. I mean, that's what we do with police. Every time we call the cops, and we're willing and able to or we're able to do something, but we're unwilling to do anything, we call the cops. Typically speaking, and that's what the cops are doing. The cops are putting their lives on the line. Same with firefighters. And people say, well, that's their job. Okay, but why would it take payment in order to protect the child's life? Why do you need to be paid to protect the child from the predators of this world? I truly do believe it's just pure selfishness. A predator's gonna, I always like the cartoon of, of like this is one of the Looney Tune cartoons of the wolf and there's the wolf and the sheepdog, and they both come in, they go to the same clock, They know each other by name. They punch out the clock, and then they take the positions because they know that's the job. That's nature. They know that it's the nature of the wolf to hunt for sheep, and it's the nature of the sheepdog to protect the sheep. And that's always been one of my favorite cartoons. And I just think, why is that such a difficult concept to take hold of when it comes to protecting kids? It's like I think you have to have the mindset that even in my state of South Carolina, I think I don't know all the legislators' names or any of that matter, but I think there's 21 senators that have signed on to a bill that would say that if you get an abortion, you'll be put to death. That's I gotta say that is where your mind has to be towards anyone who is gonna cause harm to kids. You gotta have the mindset of those cops in Nashville that rushed into the school and quick and I think 3 minutes 3 minutes into on the scene they shot and killed the predator. They shot and killed the murderer. Killed not just three children but three adults as well. You gotta have that mindset. You gotta have the mindset of Stephen Williford. When Sutherland Springs was being attacked, he ran out there with no shoes. He ran out there with no shoes, an AR-1 magazine. And him just running outside, yelling, "Hey!" Screaming outside, distracted the murderer inside, drew him out, and they got into a gunfight. And Williford actually was able to strike the guy, by the grace of God, strike the guy between his plates, between his body armor. That's the kind of mindset you gotta have. Because that's what's required to protect things that are valuable in this world. But we're not going to get to that point until we confront the fact that it is just plain human selfishness. I can dismiss it. I can easily say cowardice, but really it's purest form of selfishness at the base. And it's really much actually it's just pride. It's I matter more than X. I'm not my life matters more to me than facing the fact that I may be too scared to confront the monsters of this world enough to be able to protect children. Or my pride matters more that I'm willing to upload. I'm sorry, willing to uphold an idea that actually puts children's lives in danger, which is gun control, which is what a lot of those kids out there are protesting. Even with after what happened at the school in Florida, the group March for Our Lives. It's led by kids. It's led by misguided kids. If they absolutely knew how the world worked, they wouldn't want to be a part of something like that. It is not foreign. It is not weird. It is not deranged to be willing to ask for teachers who are willing to do so to be armed to protect children. Same goes for anyone else who is in the care of children. If they are willing and able to be armed, they should be able to do so because even myself I carry when I carry in public. Yeah, I am doing it really to protect. I am doing it to protect myself, but I'd be crazy if I said that I wouldn't extend that same help to someone else, let alone a child. If I see a child being hurt, and if I thought it required that level of force to protect them, I would do it. No question. Because children are relying on adults to protect them. People want to talk about children's autonomy or children's rights. Listen, kids are wild. Kids can be smart, but they're still children. They still have their innocence, and they're still relying on adults to provide and protect them. And that's it. That's just the world that we're in. We don't have to give in to our selfishness and say that I'm not going to do all that's necessary to protect kids. No, like I said, you gotta have the mindset of you harm kids, we will kill you. You touch kids, we will kill you. Because You know that's that because that is what it would take. That is absolutely what it takes. As I said before, when it comes to super gremlins, only two things can stop them: turning life over to Jesus Christ or brutal violence. One of those. I hope they pick the former because they truly don't want to face the latter. And that's it. You know, that's kind of like I said, that's the kind of mindset we gotta have if we truly do care about the well being of children in this country. We gotta have the same mindset. We gotta be willing to to give it our all, give it our best to protect children. Because if we don't, then what are we saying? What are we saying about the direction of our country? What are we telling kids? I think when a lot of kids are bringing guns to schools, they're doing so because they realize they can't trust the adults around to do the job that's necessary to protect them. So they got to take it up themselves. That's actually what got Kyle Rittenhouse out in that street, because the police wouldn't stop the rioters the night before. They wouldn't protect Kenosha. So you know what he did? He got himself an AR-15, a medical pack, and set himself on a mission. And say I'm going to do what needs to be done to protect protect my neighborhood. You know, and that's where a lot of kids are, and I think many adults have to look within themselves to see what is it that's within them to keep them from going the full, going above and beyond to the point of even sacrificing their life to protect the child. But please, tell me what you think. Do you think I'm on the right? Think I'm on the money? You think I'm crazy? You think I'm deranged? Think I'm just, think I'm violent? You think I'm, my head's in the right place? I love to read your comments. Like, share, and subscribe. If you want to help out with the channel, go to my YouTube homepage. Look for the PayPal link and the Cash App link. All donation amounts are appreciated. Any gripes, complaints, send me a PM. I'll see what I can do to address them. Again, hope you guys had a happy Good Friday. Difficulty of protecting children. I'm Edward Jones. You guys take care, be safe, stay strapped, and God bless.